So to say it's been a bit of a manager merry-go-round this week would be a bit of an understatement. Probably got enough merry-go-rounds to fill a theme park. Today, Friday the 24th of May, Xavi has been sacked, and it looks like Ten Hag will be sacked tomorrow after the FA Cup final, regardless of what happens. Pochettino's left Chelsea, De Zerbi's left Brighton, Allegri's left Juventus. Obviously, Slot's gone to Liverpool. Pioli has left AC Milan. Thiago Motta has left Bologna, and I believe he has already gone to Juventus, or he's on the way there. So yeah, so Xavi's been sacked today, and is it a surprise? Well, to be honest, you don't know what's happening with Barcelona. One day to the next, this scandal, that scandal, behind the scenes, so many things are going on for years now with Barcelona, and the way they have treated not just Xavi, but even the way they treat Messi, and seems like they don't do goodbyes. They don't treat people in the way that you think people should be treated. So I wasn't the loved Xavi as a player, but I wasn't the greatest fan of, even when he became manager of Barcelona. I didn't like the way the way he talked, almost like, I don't like managers that make excuses or always have a bit of negativity. I think when you're a manager of big clubs, like Barcelona, like Real Madrid, like Bayern Munich, Man United, even Ten Hag does it as well. I think some managers just come out with loads of excuses, and the excuses might even be some validity to them. But when I think anyway, when you're manager of these big clubs, you have to exude confidence. You have to be positive and give confidence to the fans and make them believe that you don't behave like an underdog. Like, if I was a Man United fan, and obviously, like I said, there's some validity to the injury, but every time I see or hear Ten Hag, he's always talking about injuries, and if I had my best team out and this, that and the other, and it's like, alright, you've got injuries, but even with them, there's no identity. So that people would think, alright, if we did have those injured players back then, we can see exactly what would happen, but you can't. So I didn't, like I said, the player that Xavi was, and he was always going to manage Barcelona, but I always thought to myself, and then when he became manager, the way things he used to say, and he was always like, you're not talking like you're a Barcelona manager, and I didn't like it, to be honest. But when he did decide to leave, I could understand it, about the pressures, and I think a lot of people in England especially don't understand the pressures that come with managing in Spain, especially Barcelona and Real Madrid. Everything that comes with it, the media, the pressure from the fans, and just the way the clubs work. And when he decided to leave, I thought, alright, fair enough. He's not being treated well. Barcelona were probably looking for managers behind his back even then. And then the pressure, you can't take the pressure. Obviously, he loves the club. Alright, you decided to leave. And then he did the U-turn. And it was like, that's not a good sign at all, and like I said to a few people, if he left because it was, like, say, a lack of funds, and then suddenly they had new investors, and then the situation at the end of the season would have been different in terms of, okay, they never had funds, but now they're gonna get funds, so now he's got more like he's gonna get better players, or suddenly the transfer windows looks different, then you could kind of understand it. But he's the reason he cited were like, the pressure and the media and all this, that, and the other. And it was like, those things are not gonna change, but probably regardless, whoever the manager is, because as I just said a few minutes ago, that's what comes with Barcelona, and that's what comes with Real Madrid. That that comes with the package, and he should know that himself already, having been there for all his career, majority of his career, probably 99% of his career. So he should know that, and he should know that's not going to change. So him leaving wasn't, or him saying he was going to leave wasn't a huge shock. It was a shock when he changed his mind, and then from then I thought to myself anyway, I gave him to end of Christmas, to be honest. I said to people, I don't think he's going to be manager in December 2024, because it doesn't make sense. And obviously then you hear the rumours that they're looking for managers, this, that and the other, and it's come out today that they've been talking to Hansi Flick for a couple of months. So it's like, the way the board has treated him, it's abysmal. That's not how you treat people, especially club legends like that. There's no dignity at all, and it's a real shame, because Barcelona, you'd think they're a certain type of club, more than a club, but they don't behave like that. Not in recent memory, anyway. So, like I said, in a way, it's good for him to get away from these people who have stabbed him in the back, who was probably supposed to be quite close to him. Some maybe even friends. There was a funny thing going around today where they said that when there were players, that Xavi went to Guardiola to get rid of Deco, and now Deco's got rid of Xavi. Maybe he's been plotting all that time. Yeah. So bit of a shambles really from Barcelona, but like I said, nowadays you expect that kind of stuff from them. They don't seem to do anything with any grace at all. And like I said, Ten Hag looks like he's gonna get sacked tomorrow, well, maybe not tomorrow, possibly Sunday, which is similar to the Xavi situation. You've got FA Cup final tomorrow, and these rumours come out, and they don't come out for no reason. So you do feel a bit sorry for Ten Hag as well in that respect, but I think if he does get sacked, I don't think he can have many complaints at all. And you know what? Just again, just the preparation. You've got an FA Cup final tomorrow, and this comes out about the manager. Now, if you are going to sack him, maybe keep it quiet till you do. Maybe if they lose the final, they can say, "Oh yeah, we've lost the final, so we decided to sack him." But what about if he wins? So the board are they're not going to lose out nothing. If he wins, that's great for them anyway. They can sack him, and if he does lose, then it's another something that they can use to say this is one of the reasons why. So like I said, there's a lot of change been going on this year. Yeah, let's go back to the Barcelona. So Hansi Flick looks like he's going to be the manager of Barcelona now. And about Hansi Flick, he's supposed to be a bit of a disciplinarian fitness-wise, which will be interesting to see, because over the years, Barcelona, that's one of the things which they've lacked, or has been said about them in terms of their preparation. So interesting appointment. Possibly is that Barcelona's first ever German manager, will it be? Possibly. So yeah, Pochettino left Chelsea, and again, I don't know what these clubs are trying to do. whether they just don't care, and it's a bit of a shame for football really, because like obviously Chelsea had a good run as well, and again, I'm not the biggest Pochettino fan, but injuries, the way the clubs run, new ownerships, all this, that, and the other things take time, and it looked like they were getting their act together a bit, Chelsea, and you'd think, all right, give him next season, but again, I think one of the reasons was because he wasn't signing a 2 or 3 year contract or something like that, and the new manager, they want to something in regards to contracts anyway, but yeah, so he's gone. Then De Zerbi's left Brighton, like we said. De Zerbi is another one, very interesting manager, but in regards to what club he's gonna go to next, which top club is gonna take De Zerbi? He seems like one of those managers, like I always say about teams and players and managers. It's okay when you're playing one game a week and you haven't got Europe to contend with, but when you're playing 2-3 matches a week and maybe you haven't got time to train properly and you haven't got time to prepare as well, or rest or recover, it's a different dynamic, and it requires different things from you as managers and players. Allegri's left Juve. I think it was because of the fuel situation. So Allegri, there's a manager they're saying for Chelsea, and a named manager who's been with them, a high profile name. I think it possibly could be Allegri. We'll leave Slot because we knew what Slot was going to go to Liverpool anyway. Pioli's left AC Milan. Thiago Motta's gone to Juve. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot, and who knows, by tomorrow, Saturday morning, who knows who else will be leaving their club. So yeah, big manager merry-go-round. Kieran McKenna is said to be interesting. Man United and Chelsea as well. So it'd be interesting to see, because again, the manager for Man United, it looks like they're trying to get their behind the scenes in order, but again, when you're managing teams like Man United, it's not just on the field, you have to deal with all the off-field stuff as well, and not everybody can cope with it, managers or players. But yeah, just a little one, because there's so much going on with these managers, and it's another thing as well regards football in terms of clubs and players. Like, so if you're a club now and you're gonna have a revolving door, you have to almost just let the manager be a coach, because for example, if Slot comes into Liverpool now and the style of football is going to be similar to Klopp's, then obviously your recruitment kind of stays the same, you're looking at the same players. But if you're getting different managers in and you're changing styles of play, and then you're looking for different players, when a manager goes, then another manager comes in with a different style of play, it looks like everybody's going in a certain direction now. Oh, I forgot one more guy. How could I forget this guy? Vincent Kompany to Bayern Munich. Now, where did that come from? that was that's a bit of a crazy one, and a lot of people have said as well about Vincent Kompany, that was he thinking about himself in terms of his style of play, or do managers think like that in terms of adapting when things aren't going well, or are they looking at themselves as almost a product, in the sense that, alright, if I play a certain style of play, certain clubs are going to look at me because they want this kind of style of play. Like Bayern Munich are not a club that's going to do long ball. They want to play a certain type of football. So if you're a manager now, does it serve you well? Like, say for example, Vincent Kompany is at Burnley, and obviously I don't think he wants to get them relegated, but he might be thinking obviously about his career and long term, in the sense that, alright, if things don't go well here, but my profile and my image is set in a certain way to get me to certain clubs. But obviously that one came right out the blue. I don't think anybody expected that one, and it's maybe because Bayern Munich, I think, either they don't know who to get or they've been turned down. So Vincent Company might be like fifth choice, but what a gig if he gets to go there. You know, like they say, I wonder how Harry Kane's or what Harry Kane thinks about that. But fair play to Vincent Company, fair play to him. And if he does go there, good luck to him. But yeah, just a point in terms of managers and footballers are like football. It's everyone's kind of disposable. I know it was like that before, but now it just seems like it feels like nobody knows what they're doing. To be honest, or like the change in the minds, like it's very fickle. All these big clubs, especially before, you used to say Real Madrid were a bit like that, but Perez looks like he's got a bit of sense. Keeping Angelotti and the way they're building, you don't know what's going to happen next. That's the thing. As a football fan, you want a bit of continuity. You don't want chopping and changing of players and managers. You know, obviously, if the results are not going great, you don't want that. But if you can see a project, then you can build, and then you can believe in something, and you can see the journey. But like even like Pochettino, where does he go next? And who do Chelsea get in next? They've got a lot of young players. They're not in the Champions League, you know. So it's just a bit crazy at the moment. And we'll try and do a podcast probably in the next couple of days, maybe bank holiday, after the result of the FA Cup final and Xavi's last match. I think it's against Sevilla on Sunday. So we'll see aftermath of his last match. And probably hopefully Monday or maybe next week do a little podcast about the end of the season, especially the Premier League as well, and just the way football's kind of going. So yeah, who knows what's gonna happen tomorrow? I'm just trying to think off the top of my head. I'm trying to think of the Tottenham manager's name. Ange Postecoglou just is another one. In the last few weeks, he's been a bit seen a bit of a different side to him. So could if I wake up tomorrow and it says Ange Postecoglou has left Tottenham, that wouldn't surprise me either. So you never know. Arteta's job safe, I think. Yeah, Arteta's job safe. Actually today there was some news saying that Guardiola might sign a extension because I think this is next season will be his last season. But I think there was something saying that he possibly could sign an extension, so that would be interesting to see. Worrying for other managers if he does as well. Who else is there? Chelsea, Aston Villa, Emery's job safe. You'd be surprised if he goes anywhere unless a real top big club comes in for him. But even then, it looks like he's building something at Villa. Yeah, so that's the manager's done. And like I said, I think we'll talk about the players and the teams in the next one. Yeah, so like I said, thanks for listening, and the next one's going to be interesting. Because I've got a few things to say in the next one. But yeah, like I said, I hope you enjoy listening to this, because part of it, or a majority of it, is obviously it's called the Football Express podcast, so to express yourself and your views, but also not to be biased in a sense, but education. Are you learning something? Can you learn something? What's your thoughts on football? How do you think about football? Where's your points coming from? Stuff like that. So like I said, it's a good night from me, and we'll look, hopefully that next one will be a very interesting one. Bank holiday weekend, so have a good weekend. Enjoy the few bits of football that are left, and then I think in 3 weeks the Euro starts. So yeah, Thank you very much. Good night. Take care. Bye.